What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. This is my channel, Fragrance Fanatic. Thank you so much for tuning in. I put together this amazing list for you guys. We have both niche and designer fragrances that are gonna get you right for the summertime. It's getting warmer. Things are starting to open up, and I wanted to put this list together for you guys. I haven't really even talked about some of these fragrances much on this channel, so I felt this was the perfect opportunity to do just that. So without any further hesitation, let's get into this video. The first one on the list is one that we have talked about before, and this is Dior Homme Cologne. One of my most favorite refreshing scents for the summertime, and if you are a crazy fan of a citrus note in a fragrance, this one right here, this little gem, is one you need to check out. Does not have outstanding longevity projection. It is what it is. For the price point, this is not the cheapest fragrance in this list, but I love this scent so much. Even though the performance is lacking just a bit, I will always keep this in my collection. For me personally, it comes across like a cold glass of lemonade on a hot summer day. Beautiful atomizer, by the way. And I just find this one very attractive. I do also find it very unisex. So if you are a female that watches this channel and you don't know what that fragrance is, you've never smelled it, I highly encourage you to sample it, because I really think a lady could actually pull this one off with no problems whatsoever. It doesn't scream masculine. It really just has a really refreshing burst of citrus up top, and almost that exact kind of scent for the life of the fragrance. I absolutely love this one though. If you have slept on it or you don't know what this fragrance is, you've never heard of it, I highly recommend you checking it out. Again, not the most affordable on the list, but one that's not gonna be too crazy on your pockets, but one I highly encourage, and this one is Dior Homme Cologne. The next one on the list comes from Jean Paul Gaultier, and it is Le Mans. This one is one of my favorite summertime masculine scents. I really love it. It's got this almost aquatic citrus top note. I believe it's got a hint of mint up top as well, but it comes across very sophisticated. It's not the most expensive fragrance in this list, but it does smell very expensive in my opinion. It just comes across very almost niche-like. Even though it's a designer, it just has this really smooth, kind of creamy quality about it. Very masculine though, compared to the last scent, this one definitely rides, in my opinion, a very masculine vibe. I don't know if a woman could pull this one off, but what I would say about this one, I think it does have some wood. It's like some woodiness as it starts to dry down, and it does, in my opinion, evolve even more masculine as the day wears on. Projection longevity is pretty decent with this one. I get about 2 hours of projection, about 4.5 sometimes of longevity before it starts getting closer to my skin and almost becoming just a skin scent. But an amazing scent. If you have not checked this one out, it's not gonna hurt your pockets at all. Again, it really rides almost this niche-like quality. I highly recommend you checking this one out if you have not. Again, this one comes from Jean Paul Gaultier and is Le Mans. Next one on the list comes from the house of Chanel, and this one is Allure Homme Sport. I will be honest and transparent with you guys. I do not own many Chanel fragrances. I own this one. I also own Bleu de Chanel, and that's primarily because of the price. As you guys may or may not know, I own kingdomfragrances.com. I buy fragrances all the time at wholesale. I know what stuff goes for, and for the life of me, I cannot pay near full price for these fragrances. They are good quality. I do enjoy the scent, and yes, I would be very upset when this runs out if I can't find it for an acceptable price. But I will not pay full price for these. I'm sorry. But I do enjoy this scent. I think this one performs a bit better for a summertime scent than Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel, to me, it just kind of comes off too powdery for a summertime scent. Maybe a nighttime scent, but not really a summertime scent in my opinion. I mean, it's pretty fresh, but it's more powdery. And I think this one operates a bit better for the summertime with the citrus that's heavy up top. And I just really find this one so attractive. I am a humongous fan of citrus and aquatic notes when they're combined as a top note. I am a crazy fan for citrus aquatic fragrances. And this one is that, and it just has this humongous, powerful punch that just screams aquatic citrus up top. And as soon as I smelled this years ago, I was like, I have to have that fragrance. I have to have that in my collection. At that time, I didn't care what it cost. I wasn't concerned about prices. I just smelled fragrances, and if I absolutely loved it, I was gonna pay no matter what. But an amazing scent. Performance is pretty decent. I get about 5 hours of longevity, 1 to 2 on the projection. Again, the price point, it's gonna be hard to find this for a decent price. You can get it for a little less than retail, but I would say probably not that much less. A little bit. The price point, I will buy it again. I would probably most likely buy this from a secondhand seller, maybe a partial or something like that from one of the Facebook groups, but I do not think I would buy this as an original box retail. That's just me. But I absolutely love the scent. So I'm not trying to discourage you guys from buying it. If you enjoy this type of scent or you don't know what this is, I would say sample it. If it's one of the fragrances like for me, you just had to have it in your collection, then I encourage you, yes, by any means necessary, get it, put it in your collection, keep it. But if you can get a partial or get it, again, from someone who's selling one, maybe it's used and it's got a few sprays missing, you can probably save a lot of money. But I highly encourage this one that will definitely have you smelling fresh for the summer, have you standing out, smelling good, feeling great. This one, again, though, comes from the House of Chanel, and it is Allure Homme Sport. Next one on the list comes from Mont Blanc, and this one is Legend Spirit. If you haven't smelled this one, you are definitely missing out. This is one of my favorite summertime scents. Probably the most affordable that's on this list, and one that I highly recommend if you have never sampled it, you've never smelled this before, and this is why. So when I first smelled this some years ago, I was just sampling a bunch of stuff. I went into some of the perfume shops and I was like, hey, what's this? And I was like, hey, what's that? Because the bottle looks kind of cool. I mean, it's not like a glass bottle. I mean, I think it's glass, yeah. But it just had a really nice look to it. And I'm really a sucker for presentation. So I was like, hey, what's that? And she's like, oh, that's Mont Blanc. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she said, you ever heard about this one? I said, no. And she's like, well, smell it. And I was like, wait, I've smelled that before. I have smelled that exact scent on something that you sprayed like 10 minutes ago. And she was like, yeah, it smells like Invictus Aqua. And I was like, almost to the T, right? The opening of this one is almost identical in my opinion. I ran out of Invictus Aqua. I actually don't even have a bottle currently, but I do remember what it smells like. It has that bubblegummy vibe, shower gelish, aquatic, slight citrus, almost to the T. Like you can close your eyes, spray this one, and it's almost identical in my opinion to Invictus Aqua. The only difference is the price. The price difference compared to Invictus Aqua, if you can find it for an exceptional price, there's no comparison. The price is great. The performance is pretty decent with this one. I still get 1 to 2 hours of projection, about 3 to 4 on longevity, and it's just, again, a great summertime scent. It really has no age restriction to this one. If you're a younger man, you can definitely rock this one. If you're older, you can rock it as well. Great gym scent, great summertime scent. It's gonna have you smelling fresh out the shower. It does have that kind of shower gelish vibe, but it's really that bubblegummy up top. So if you are turned off by that kind of feel, that vibe of a fresh, clean, aquatic citrus fragrance, this one's not for you. But if you are a fan of Invictus Aqua, I highly recommend you checking this one out. If you have not, Again, comes from Mont Blanc, and this one is Legend Spirit. The next one on the list comes from a house that I do not show a lot of love to, and I don't know if it's necessarily, like, I don't mean to not show them love, I don't own a lot of their fragrances, and there's a couple that are kind of turned off from, but this one is actually legit, and I absolutely love this one, especially for the summertime. I don't think I've ever talked about it ever on this channel, and I want to give a shout out to my boy Aussie Fragrance for kind of rejuvenating my love for this fragrance in this brand. Again, this one comes from John Barbados, and it is Artisan. Now, this one is by far, for the summertime from their line, is my favorite. I know they have some, like the blue one, I don't even know what it is, but it's supposed to be very aquatic. I smelled it, I didn't like it. But this one right here, citrus, ginger, I think some woods in the base. It's clean and fresh, but it's not overdoing it. It's not too loud, it's not too expressive. I think it's that really middle ground of a citrus, almost aquatic style fragrance for the summertime. It's very safe, and it's a really overall well-projecting, well-performing fragrance. It's not crazy priced. I actually stock some of these sometimes for exceptional prices for the testers, but just a very well-rounded summertime scent that gets the job done, has you smelling fresh. And I would say this one is almost unisex, so ladies, it does have that, I think, cedar, the woodiness in the mid to the base, but I do think you might be able to pull this one off because it is really pretty heavy on the citrus up top. But again, a very well-rounded fragrance. Absolutely love it. It's going to have you smelling fresh. It's going to cut through that summer heat and have you standing out. Have you standing out in the crowd. You'll probably get some compliments because I know I do when I wear this scent. If you haven't sampled it, you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to get your hands on it, get you a sample. If a friend has a bottle, smell his. But I highly encourage it. Again, for the summertime, this is one of my picks. This one comes from John Barbados, and it is Artisan. Now this next one. This next scent, it has such a special place in my heart. It's so near and dear to me. One of my favorite fragrances for the summer, probably my top 5 out of every single thing that I own. Maybe my top 3, to be honest with you. And I almost made this fragrance the entire list, listed literally that same fragrance for the entire list, and just continue to talk about it because I love this one so much. And it comes from Genre Parfums. Yup, if you didn't know, ran after my car. Now, why I say this one is so near and dear to me is because it smells so good. It smells like nothing I have. Every time I wear this, every single time, not even playing games, dead serious, honest with you, every time I wear this, somebody either 1, comes up to me and asks me what I have on, or 2, compliments me, or 3, they do both. But an amazing scent. The atomizers are ridiculous for these crazy OG bottles. I don't even know if they do them anymore. I don't even know the notes in it. I just know it. I think it has bergamot, some citrus. It might have some woodiness in it. It has this unique characteristic that is so unlike anything I have. One of my favorite fragrances, again, for the summertime. Performance is through the roof. This one, I think the last time I wore it, which was maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 hours on the projection. Beautiful scent bubble around me the entire 2 hours, and about 5.5 to 6 on the longevity. This is real talk. This is an amazing scent. One that for sure had to make this list. Almost was the list. But this one again comes from Genre Parfums. It's Ran After My Car. Summer picks, you know this one made the list. Versace Eros EDT. Now, since we're talking, I have a funny story. I used to sell at the mall here, locally, and I remember it was Christmas time, around Christmas time, and a lady came up to me and said, "Hey, I don't know anything about fragrances." And I said, "Cool, well, I'm a fragrance reviewer. I also sell fragrances, as you can see, and so I can try to help you, kind of see what it is that you're trying to get." I thought it was actually initially, I thought she was trying to get something for her. Turns out she had 3 sons between the ages of 15 to 18, and said, hey, I want to buy fragrances for Christmas for them, but I want to buy all of the same fragrance. And I don't want something that's like crazy cheap that isn't going to last, but I also don't want something that's going to hurt my pocket either, since I'm buying 3 of them. And it's okay. And so she was pretty much tiptoeing around the idea of sampling through everything that I had. And then she did ask me, she said, hey, is there any of these that you would recommend? And I said, yeah, I mean, tons of them. Like, what are they into? That was usually my first thing. Like, what are your kids, what do they wear now? And she would say, oh, well, they wear this and this. And I was like, okay, yeah. So they like kind of like citrus, aquatic type scents. And then their age group is pretty youthful. So something that is still mildly youthful, but also they can wear it as they're getting older. And I let her smell this, like I sprayed it on a test strip. And I'm assuming she smelled it before it even got to her, because before the test strip was in her hand, she said, I want to buy that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is that you just sprayed, but I want to buy that. And I was like, you don't want to smell that? She's like, I want that. I want those 3 bottles of that. So I was like, I mean, it was good for me because I sold out with the one customer. I only had 3 bottles. And because I had so many other things and I was just starting up. But I sold out completely with just her. But I say this because this fragrance, for those that I used to let smell it at the mall, people around me, people that know me, like if you watch my videos and you know me personally, you know I give out samples and I let people smell stuff all the time. I have never got a bad remark about this fragrance. No one's ever said, oh my God, Versace Arrows, I hate that. Never. No one has ever in the history of me ever wearing this or letting someone smell it, no one has ever said that. I highly recommend this scent. It's beautiful. You get some ginger, you get some apple, you get some citrus. I think it's got some woodiness as it starts to dry down, some cedar. It's a really beautiful scent. It is kind of slightly masculine, so this one, in my opinion, it's not unisex whatsoever, but a beautiful scent, one that's not going to hurt the pocket. Really decent for EDT, really decent performance, 1 to 2 on the projection, 3 to 4 on the longevity, but a very beautiful scent for the summertime. If you slept on it, you've never smelled this, I highly encourage, definitely this summer, go sample it, go to one of the malls, check it out, see what you think. Get you a bottle if you like it. So I do sell them, check it out. I got 200 mLs on the website right now for an exceptional price, but this is an exceptional fragrance. I highly recommend it. Again, Versace Arrows EDT. Next one on the list is one I've had in my collection for maybe a little over a year, and it's probably the least fresh and clean scent that's on this list. But I was really thinking when I was making this list of something that not only can people wear during the day, but also in the summertime when it's nighttime, right? Or it's becoming nighttime, something you can throw on if you're going out to have a beautiful night out. This one has some oud in it. It also has some other things going on, but it is slightly fresh, but it's not crazy fresh. But it's one I highly recommend, and it comes from Tumi, and it's called Unwind. What really kind of hits for me on this one is you get the oud, you have some vetiver in it. It has this beautiful ginger up top. And I think it has bergamot as well, combination. But the opening is just so remarkable and it's so unique that immediately, as soon as I smelled this one, immediately I was attracted to this fragrance. It's really seductive. It's slightly sweet, but it's in no means a gourmand. It's not even close to that type of sweetness. I can see this one being an attractive date night scent or club scent. If you're going out, you're gonna be around some women and you wanna smell fresh, you wanna smell different than all the other dudes that are in the club wearing Dior Sauvage. This one's probably got you covered. The performance is decent for it, 1 to 2 on the projection, 4, almost 5 on the longevity, but an amazing scent appeal. One that I absolutely love. Great for the nightlife, the warm summer nights. Again, if you're going out, you want to smell great, you want to feel great, highly encourage it. This one comes from Tumi, and again, it is called Unwind. The next one on the list comes from a house, I believe they're out of the Czech Republic. This one is Perfumes, and their fragrance, Crystal Rain. And being transparent again, guys, I almost did not buy this one. So I got this one. What happened was they were doing a sale. They were doing a buy one, get one free, I think, or get one half off, something like that. And this was the one I added, I think. So I was buying one of them, which you had to buy, and then you got to pick from a list that they allowed you to pick from, and then that was the free one that you got, or the one that was reduced or something like that. But I ultimately picked this one mainly because of the top citrus note, and then the other note breakdowns. I just think it was going to complement kind of my style and my vibe that I like for the summertime. The other scent that I was with this dilemma about was more geared towards like another cold weather scent, and I already had one because the first one I purchased from them was cold weather. So I thought, why not have one for the wintertime, one for the summertime with their brand. I am really happy that I got this one. I can't remember what I paid for it. If this wasn't free, I don't remember when I bought it. However, when I smelled it, I was like, that smells pretty close to a Ventus. There's some differences. This one, it's so different. Now I was gonna say weird, but it's so different because weird's kind of a derogatory. It can come across as that. It's different in regards to it tricks you a little bit. So like you smell it and you're like, whoa, like I've smelled something similar to that. And immediately as a frag head, your brain goes to a Ventus. Like, oh my God, it smells like a Ventus. And people who have this in the collection, you can relate to what I'm about to say. Yes, it does start to walk this line as a Ventus walks. But then somewhere along the way, it loses track and it just veers off. Like you're driving in it, you know, the GPS is like, turn right, and like there's no right turn there and you just turn. That's what this one does, but it's in a good way. So I don't know if it has it in it, but I pick up this Ventus-y vibe. It's got some spiciness to it, and I'm not necessarily sure if it's amber or what is really causing it to have this spiciness to it. But then it has this leather feel that's just floating in the background. And this leather kind of adds a more elegant, smoother, creamier Ventus. If you could do that, this is kind of how it comes off to me. A smoother, creamier, evil twin to a Ventus. Kinda. I don't know. I really do like it. I don't know what the price point is of this one. I wanted to tell you guys about some niche. I didn't want to just put a whole bunch of, you know, very cheap stuff on here, things that are you know, less inexpensive. I also wanted to show some love and some things that I haven't talked about and show those who watch this channel for niche. I wanted to share with you a very beautiful scent though. I get decent, I haven't worn it much as you can see. I do get decent performance with it, about 2 hours on the projection, about 5 on the longevity. But if you have not sampled this one, I highly recommend you checking it out, at least getting a sample of it, not necessarily blind buying this one, but get a sample, see if what I was saying lines up with what you would be getting. So, but highly recommend it. This one again comes from Perfumes and it's called Crystal Rain. If you are a fan of shower gel vibe fragrances, if you want something youthful, if you want something aquatic that also has citrus, look no further. This one also has some neroli in it. It is one of my favorites for the summertime because I love that fresh, clean, out of the shower smell. This one is another one from Versace, and it's Versace Purim, a fingerprint magnet. This is my new tester bottle that I just got because I used my other one up. If you have not smelled this one, bro, if you have not smelled this one, and you are one who enjoys buying a fragrance that's inexpensive, that's not gonna hurt your pocket, something that's going to have you fresh, stand out, fresh and clean, that shower gel vibe every single day, this one is it. Decent performance for EDT, 1 to 2 on the projection, 4, sometimes 5 on the longevity. Very inexpensive, very clean, fresh, refreshing scent. Very youthful if you're a student or you're someone who just loves aquatic citrus fragrances or something a little on the youthful side. Highly recommend you checking this out. If you haven't sampled it before, if you've seen it, or maybe you haven't seen it, I would say go to a perfume shop near you, go to a mall near you, say, hey, I want a sample for Versace Purim. They might even give you a sample of it. See how it functions on your skin. Highly recommend this one though. If you have been sleeping on it, you don't know what this one is, you're missing out. This one's fresh and clean, have you stand out, have you being that dude that is always smelling fresh in the office. This one's gonna get you right for summer. Versace pour on. That was a lot. That was my list. I hope each and every one of you that watched this video and watched this channel enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I am doing big things. I greatly appreciate all your support. If you guys are a fan of vlogs, I got a vlog channel. I just dropped it. You can check. If you go to my main page, look at the bottom of it. I've got it linked. Check it out. It's called For the Week. I'm gonna be posting videos soon with this one. It's summertime. I don't work right now. I'm chilling. So thank you so much, guys, for everything that you always do. Thank you for helping us get over that 3K hump. On to bigger and better things. We're moving forward. We're gonna keep doing additional things with this channel. Thank you, though, so much for your overwhelming support. As always have new videos coming out. Always have new fragrances coming in. Y'all stay safe, be blessed, and please, always keep it locked. Peace.